Hey dears, before we go into the part 2 of the 100 dresses written by Elvester Esther, let's have a quick remind of part 1. It was Wenda Petronsky and how the classmates of Wenda Petronsky were behaving with Wenda. Now she used to sit in the last bench, last corner of the class where the rough boys used to sit. It was Peggy and Mary and the other girls used to make fun of her. That day it was Monday, but nobody noticed of Wenda Petronsky. Usually the other day these students used to wait for Wenda Petronsky so that they would make fun of her. Peggy and Mary, they used to wait outside of the schoolyard or on the road to make fun of Wenda, and the other girls also join Mary and Peggy, especially Peggy, who used to make fun of Wenda. If we talk about Peggy, Peggy used to make fun of Wenda all because of her dress and the other materials. Especially if you talk about Wenda's dress, blue faded dresses she used to wear. It was blue faded dress she used to wear. That is the only dress, and that is even not ironed properly. And Peggy found it very funny when Wenda used to tell lie to Peggy. Peggy, in the other hand, seems very rude girl, but in the other way, if you talk about the other animals and other creature, Peggy was not rude but very caring. And Mary, as the best friend of Peggy, she had to stay alongside Peggy whenever she makes fun of Wenda. But Mary herself was from a poor family and she used to wear hand-me-down dress. The dress is already used by somebody and given to Mary. That kind of dress she wears. And Mary doesn't want Peggy should make fun of Wenda. So that day what she did, she wrote a note to hand it over to Peggy to not to make fun of Wenda, but at the end she tore it off because she knew that it was Peggy. If she decides to stop the game of fun, then only she can stop that one. Then we had discussed about the drawing competition. Everybody thought that it is Peggy who is going to win, as Peggy is a good artist, very good. She draws very good paintings. So everybody thought that it is Peggy who is going to win. But later on, when they reached the day of result, they found the teacher announced that there was a girl who submitted 100 dresses, 100 stunning, best quality drawings, and it was not other than Wenda, and became the winner of drawing competition. When Peggy and Mary and the other children were surprised to see that whatever she was telling when asked about her dresses, she has drawn. different colors dresses, different material, different colors dresses, and with different designs. They were shocked, and Peggy and Mary started talking about her drawings. She already told about. Now let's start the second part of the chapter, the 100 Dresses, Part 2, written by L. Bashar Esther. While the class was circling the room, the monitor from the principal's office brought Miss Mason a note. So when the entire class, the boys and girls were circling around, they were seeing all the drawings. That particular time, the monitor from the principal office came to Miss Mason and handed a note. Miss Mason read it several times and studied it thoughtfully for a while, and when Miss Mason got the note from principal, she read twice, thrice, and she read thoughtfully. Then she clapped her hands. Then she clapped her hand to get the attention of all the children. Attention, class! Everyone back to their seat. So Miss Mason asked everybody to be attentive so that she would announce something. When the shuffling of feet had stopped and the room was still and quiet, Miss Mason said, "I have a letter from Wenda's father that I want to read to you." So whatever note that man brought, the monitor of the principal desk brought, that was the letter from Wenda's father. And that is what Miss Mason told to the children, that keep quiet so that she would read the letter. Miss Mason stood there a moment, and the silence in the room grew tense and expectant. Expectant means hopeful. So everybody became quiet. They wanted to know what is the note is all about. What is the news? The teacher adjusted her glasses slowly and deliberately. Deliberately means knowingly. She adjusted her spec so that she would read. Her manner indicated means showed. Her manner indicated that was what was coming. This letter from Wenda's father was a matter of great importance. So by reading the face of Miss Mason, everybody understood what was about to come. It was a matter of seriousness and very importance. Everybody listened closely as Miss Mason read the brief note. It was a very short note, and everybody noticed what she read. Dear teacher, my Wenda will not come to your school anymore. So it was addressed to the teacher, that means Miss Mason only, Miss Mason, the class teacher of room number 13, and the father next wrote that my Wenda will not come to school anymore. At that he stated that Wenda is not going to come to school anymore. Jack also, Jack, his her brother, Wenda's brother, also is not about to come. Now we move away to big city, and the father stated that now they are leaving this particular place and moving to big cities. No more holler poker. So holler means crying, and polek means suggesting anger. So there would be no more crying. No more crying. The people were making fun of Wenda, and Wenda might be crying at home. So there would be no more holler or crying, and polak meaningless and suggesting of error. Okay, so anger. So there would be no anger. There would be no crying. When Wenda was here, such kind of thing can be visible. Crying, making fun, teasing people, teasing children. So when she would not be there, there would be no holler polek. No more asks why funny name. And if there would be no such student, there would be no such child, then the child like Peggy and other children would laugh at home. So no more asks why funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. In the big city, there are many names like Wenda Petronsky. So it is common, and in that manner, when it is common, nobody make fun of her. But here in the small town, Wenda Petronsky, like such name, is really funny for everybody. But in the big city, it is really common because there are a lot of names like Wenda Petronsky. So they are moving to big city. Now yours truly, Jane Petronsky. Yours truly, at the end, the father rested with his sign, Jane Petronsky. A deep silence met the reading of this letter. So when she ended with her reading the letter, and then it was pin drop silence in the classroom. Nobody spoke anything. A deep silence met the reading of this letter. Miss Mason took off her glasses, and then Miss Mason took off her specs, blew on them, and wiped them on her soft white handkerchief. So she took off, blew on the specs, and she tried to wipe off, cleaned. Then she put them once again and looked at the class, and she again wore the specs and look at the class. When she spoke, her voice was very slow, and again when she started speaking, her voice was really slow. It seemed that she was really emotional. I'm sure that none of the boys and girls in the room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feeling because his or her name happened to be long and unfamiliar one. So there, with an emotional tone, she spoke that I'm damn sure that nobody intentionally make fun of anybody's name, as her name also quite long one. I prefer to think that was said in thoughtlessness. So I think whatever done was done. Whatever done with Wenda Petronsky was done, and that was really a bad activity that was done. So she said that I prefer to think that what was said in the thoughtlessness. Thoughtlessness, it is carelessness, and the carelessness, it was done just with a carelessness, not intentionally. I know that all of you feel the way I do. So I think the way Miss Mason was emotional, in the same manner the other children were. The children who were busy teaching her, and the other children, those who were not indulged in the fun game. So I know that all of you feel the way I do, that this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened. The thing, whatever happened, was really unfortunate. It was not good. unfortunate and sad. Both. It was unfortunate, unlucky one, and same time it was sad one. Really, really sad. And I want you all to think about it. And at the same time, Miss Mason told that she wants that everybody should think about it, that whatever activity, whatever game of fun was done with Wanda Petronsky was really bad, and that is not going to be repeated knowingly or unknowingly. That is what Miss Mason hoped, prayed.